Surrender. Love surrenders. What does it mean? Well, it means to cease resistance to an enemy or opponent and submit to their authority. Is that the case here? Well, here are some other synonyms. Capitulate, give in, give oneself up. Yield, concede, submit, climb down, give way, defer, acquiesce, back down, cave in, relent, succumb, quit, crumble. Of course, not all of these synonyms are the same as what we mean when love surrenders, but what it means when we talk about love surrendering, it means it gives up fighting. It doesn't fight anymore. It gives in to some kind of a conflict. It says, okay, you win. Do we think of war? Do we think of white flags being invaded by occupiers? When we surrender to love, we don't stand up for a particular principle or dogma anymore. We let go of that. We give in on that, whatever that principle or that dogma is. We stand for love and the qualities of love, and that's a different thing. We stand up for our neighbors, we stand up for our friends and our fellow human beings. Sometimes the ideas we hold most dear to us can be our downfall, because we become so dogmatic about some belief about something that we cut off our nose to spite our face. It can take us off track, make us stand up for nonsense when we should be loving each other instead. So, let the person do this, let the person do that. It's okay. Surrender. If love is our center, we surrender to all else and we stand for love. When we think of surrendering, we might think of war, giving up to the enemy. This scenario requires an enemy. How do we surrender to a non-enemy? We don't demonize. If you hate your job, actively hate your job, you might consider it an enemy. Well, that's not an example of love. If you refuse to do a good job, you're not sincere, you might even refuse to do certain tasks. This is setting up an enemy, and this is not surrendering, this is fighting. It's like declaring war. When we declare anyone or anything an enemy, we punish it in some way, or it isn't our enemy at all. And that's not about surrender. That's about fighting. That's not about love. That's about hate. How do we surrender in love? Well, once we decide that we have no enemies because we're living in the love zone, it's much more easy to give in. It gives us a different perspective. It's safer because we don't have the agenda of punishment. Our agenda is one of love, acceptance, and kindness, support. Once we surrender, we realize that no one can harm us. Love is much more powerful than even our greatest fears. Love surrenders.